Hi and welcome to Slick Wheelie Flying. Today we're going to do a squid. So the squid is a great fly, super simple tie. There are a couple of little things to it that make it a little bit unique, a little bit, I would say maybe not beginner. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the tail. I'm going to attach the eye. I'm going to attach the eye, I'm going to use a pointer here. I'm going to attach the eye a little bit farther back on the next few that I tie. Just so I have some variety. This is fine and this will catch fish, but I want to tie the eye a little bit farther back, which will give me a little bit more room for a little bit longer deer hair, a deer hair head. I'm going to fast forward through the trimming of the deer hair. I have other videos I could put links to on how we trim. Basically, it just for the length of the video, it'll go quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a unique tail. I like to make my flies a little different just because I think it's more fun. I'm going to use Ostrich, which I have right here, white Ostrich. I'm still going to use this tan feather. I have this awesome ginger, they call it ginger, the color cape. And we'll pick out a 2 or 4 of these beautiful feathers to use in there. But I'm going to add, that I don't have in this fly, is I'm going to add some rubber legs. I have this white with black barring, silly legs. And then I have this silly legs that I picked up somewhere. I don't even know where I picked this up. I have a habit of going into tackle stores and just picking up cool stuff that I come across. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe. Let's change the camera angle. Oh, for a hook, it's a Mustad 34007. For thread, I'm going to use monofilament thread in the tail, and then I switch to white when I do the deer head. I'll probably use Vevus 60. For the eyes, they're living eyes, 10 millimeter. They're called Fire, which is a kind of red. And I don't know what I'm forgetting. Oh, it's deer body for the deer in the front, the head, and it's called Bleached is the color that I'm using. It's not really white, which I think looks great. I think this is a really great color for this fly. I guess that's everything. I'm gonna fast forward through the trimming like I mentioned before, just to save time on the video. So again, don't forget to hit like, subscribe. Hope you're enjoying a cocktail with me. Let's change that camera angle. Let's tie a fly. Okay, so like I love to do, I'm gonna put a little super glue on this and we're gonna start our monofilament thread. So this fly, you need to really try to keep as much of the materials as far back as possible. And really the sky's the limit. Like I was saying, we're going to do this one slightly different than the previous ones I've done. I'm going to use a little bit of Ostrich Hurel, not as much. I am going to use a couple of feathers, but I'm also going to incorporate a little bit of rubber legs into this one, which I haven't done in previous. So I'm going to use first the Ostrich. And I don't really care that the super glue hasn't really dried. It's just going to help keep that on there a little bit more stiff. And that's fine, just like that. If you think you need a little more, you can add 1 or 2 more. It won't hurt anything. In fact, we'll do it just to say we did it. Okay, so the next material that we're going to use is going to be the feathers out of this awesome cape right here. So I'm just going to get 2 appropriate size feathers for what I'm trying to do. As evenly matched as possible size wise. Sometimes the hardest part is only taking 2 feathers. So I'm going to check the length, and I'm going to strip all the fuzz off at the same time, which should keep them about the same length. Now I am going to attach them one at a time. That's one side. Now we can do the opposite side. I like to keep my wraps loose until I've positioned everything, check the length, make sure that I like the way everything is sitting, and then I can crank that tight. Now the one thing I'm going to do that's different on this particular fly that I didn't do on the others, so I'm going to use some silly legs. And I'm going to incorporate 2 types of silly legs. I'm going to incorporate, I have these it's like a, I don't know if it's pearl, it's not really white, but they kind of white-ish that I was showing you earlier. So I'm going to get, maybe I get 3 of these. Again, I'm not going to rip them off the packaging, I'm just going to cut them off. And I might have grabbed 4 there by accident. So we'll take 4. And now I'm going to go ahead and put these on the hook. And I'm going to go ahead and put these on top. I didn't even check if I had them evenly spaced. So before I do that, we should check that. That doesn't look bad. So we're going to go ahead and put those right on top. Couple of wraps. And now I'm going to get a barred silly leg. We're going to do the same thing. Maybe make sure I don't get too many this time. 3 is plenty. You know, the ostrich is going to have great action. The feathers are going to have great action. And these silly legs are going to have great action. And the one thing that I really like about this is that they float differently. So there's going to be action even on the pausing. When I'm stripping and I come to a pause, there'll still be action. Perfect. Now, I'm not going to really cut these short. I'm going to leave them quite long. The only thing I'm going to do is cut these tags off. And it's going to be the same with the silly legs on top. If I can separate the ostrich hurl out of them. So again, I'm not really gonna cut them any shorter. I'm just gonna cut these tags off. perfect. That looks great. That is going to be so cool. Okay, so now the only thing left for me to do is to attach the eye, and this tail section will be done. So I have these 10mm living eyes in the color Fire, they call it. It's in the reds. And I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of gel super glue on this. And I want to put this eye as far to the back as I can, because I want to have as much room as I can to make that squid body. Getting a little bit low on gel super glue. But I should have enough for this one, for this fly. So I'm just going to give that gel a moment to set up. This is why I don't like using my fingers. That looks okay. Now we are going to, should have got my thread out of the way. In fact, you know what? Should have just done a whip finish and totally got it out of the way. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of UV resin to get these really locked in where we want them. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to a different squid that I had started and finish the fly. Let this one cure in my windowsill for a day. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and start some thread. In this case, I'm using Vevus 60 in white. And now I could start just getting some bucktail. It's actually not bucktail, it's deer body from a little patch. And I'm going to take all the shorts out, and I'm going to also take out the crazy longs. Just a couple loose wraps, and now we can get that spun up right in front of the eye. Beautiful. Now the thing that will make this either look nice or not look nice is going to all come down to the packing of the deer hair. So the more you push it back and the more you pack it in there, the better this is going to look. And I can't tell you right off the top of my head how many clumps I'm going to do. I would suspect that I'm going to do at least 4, but it's all going to depend on how it looks. Might be 5. But I'm basically going to have the same exact routine every single time. Couple of loose wraps, and then once I have the loose wraps, I start spinning it. Pulling it back, working the thread through the deer hair. And then I'm going to just pack it in there as good as I can. Might not be 4, maybe it's going to be 3. I had this the eye set a little bit farther back than I normally do, a little bit farther back than I prefer doing. So this might not make 4 clumps. Couple of loose wraps and start spinning it. Really got to make sure it's in the vise hard. You don't want it to move like that when you're pushing. I think I definitely have room for 1 more clump. I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller clump this time. Alright, so now it's a whip finish. Okay, so now it's the trimming. And the trimming is really everything in this fly. I almost like to trim this fly only with a scissor, and I want to keep it kind of a wide body. So the first thing I am going to trim, so I'm going to trim anything that's going in the wrong direction. These little fibers up here that are kind of going the wrong way have to go. All right, so there it is. It's not a complicated tie. It's a fairly simple tie. I'm probably gonna trim it up a little bit more. That one that I made, the body today, that one is gonna, I personally think, gonna look better because I'm gonna have space for a little bit more deer hair, which I think is gonna make this fly look a little bit better. But hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and good luck catching, and see you on the next video.